All right, awesome. Kaizo, the whole band. Well, minus one.
Hello.
Close.
Minus
Nice,
one, yeah.
Yeah.
man.
But howdy. How's it going? How are you guys doing? How are you guys
So,
doing?
Busy.
Feeling
Very,
good.
very busy, but
Yeah, that's absolutely fucking fair. Uh, how have you guys? How's it been recently? How's because I know you guys are going on a run recently or
mhm.
soon. You're going on the weekend run. How's that planning been going? How's it been booking all those?
um, I did all that. It was honestly like really easy.
That's good. Yeah.
We're yeah, so we're friends with the guys in the hostilities, and they're oh yeah, Stan's always wearing that shirt.
They got
Shout
the
out
sickest
hostilities.
merch.
Yeah, they just released a record today too,
Yeah.
so shout out them. That was a good ass record.
Yeah. I listened to it earlier. It's fucking killer.
Yeah, it rips. Yeah, so they're Jeff and Andy do a lot of booking, and they do Brightside Social in Portland, and they also deal with Monumental in Spokane. So they hooked it up with both those dates. Like all I had to do was basically message them on Facebook.
That's
And
awesome.
then yeah, and then I just emailed. Well, I tried to get us a date in Tacoma, and it just didn't work out because they kind of double booked on us,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which is shit happens.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, because we still haven't played Tacoma yet.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
And
You guys haven't. Fuck.
no, we haven't played Tacoma. We played Seattle a bunch.
Yeah.
But, I'd like to play Tacoma eventually. We've even played Olympia, but we
we
still
played Olympia.
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so I tried to get us a Tacoma date on that run, and it just didn't work out. So I just hit up Dana because I wanted it to be all ages, and everywhere else in Seattle besides Vera is like all bars and shit. So
Yeah. True. Yeah. That is a thing that I found that's kind of interesting. That's not necessarily unique to Seattle, but a lot of people don't think about is that like we have a couple like strictly all ages venues that aren't bars.
Mhm.
And
yeah.
because I saw a rap show on at the Vera on like last Saturday or something like that, and I was talking with the performer and he was like, man, they won't even let us have like beers in the back. I'm like, I know, because it's a community center. You're not playing a venue, it's a community center, really. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
he was like, oh shit, really? And I was like, yeah, it's like it's a Vera project, it's a community center here and stuff. And he was like, oh, that's actually really cool. And I was like, I know, it's just
Yeah, I think it's run by King County.
yeah, it is. That's why they
It
can't.
is.
That's why you can't have anything in there. Same thing with the real art before they did renovations and stuff. It was same thing, but in Tacoma, if I remember correctly. But then they did renovations, and now they have like a little bar-ish area. They have like a bakery and shit there.
Yeah. Where's that at? At Real Art?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
real art. It used to
Yeah.
be same thing. I remember back when I played there. It was same thing. You couldn't have anything in the venue. Couldn't. There's nothing else in there. There's like a little concession stand you could buy like M&Ms at or some shit. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Word.
Yeah, it was cool though. It was a cool little venue.
Real Art
Yeah,
is such a
it
cool
is.
spot. They
It
have
is.
like the DIY like t-shirt station thing. That's super cool, dude.
Yeah,
wish,
I love that
I wish
shit.
we had something like that when I was growing up.
Dude, right? Fuck. Would have made life easy.
For real.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys also have been putting out some stuff. You got the new song with Aaron Hurd from Jesus Piece on it.
Mhm.
How's that? How do you think that's been like received recently? What's that been like having that released and stuff?
Um, it's been good. I mean, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback.
Mhm.
I don't think we've gotten any negative feedback.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
I
Yeah,
would
the
say
fuck.
negative feedback, just like weird comments on like Lamb Goat or something, but that's about it.
But it's fucking lamb goat.
Yeah, but it's Lamb Goats. Who fucking cares?
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, that song fucking bangs, dude. I saw you guys also like I saw Keem reacted to it, Hardcore Keem reacted to it too. And that was
Yeah,
that's
he's,
super fucking
he's the
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's sick.
Yeah. I've been watching him for like ever, dude.
Dude,
I feel
for
like
real.
I feel like I watched him grow up.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
he's a solid dude.
yeah, no, it's really cool to see how kind of like PNW hardcore is kind of starting to have tendrils places. It's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
because I know he also reacted to Eyes Luna as well. And I just remember seeing that, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is my fucking boys! What the fuck?"
Hmm.
I'm not used to that. I'm not used to like seeing my friends' bands in weird places like that. Because
Yeah.
Washington's really weirdly insular in terms of like its music. It's like really the only thing that people know about like Washington music is like grunge and then like Macklemore or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, yeah. Yeah, it's
True.
it's been really cool though seeing like kind of how like our own scene is kind of starting to like make bands that like are doing things now. It's kind of interesting. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dying Wish
Yeah.
um and even the non, hardcore metalcore bands like fucking the Home Team,
Yeah. Yeah.
killing it, going on like tour after tour after tour.
Yeah. I'm so happy for them, dude.
Yeah.
I love
And
those guys.
and who else? I feel like there's another
Avoid. You got avoid.
Avoid, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Who
Love those
started out
guys.
as like a metalcore band, but now they're
Yeah.
like now they're one of those bands that's like we do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're super fun.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
I love those guys. They're sick.
Benny's such a sweetheart.
He is. I went to school with him in like since like fourth grade. I've been in school
That's
with that
awesome.
guy. Yeah, no, he's super fucking sweet.
Fun story about Benny. I met him on the very first day I moved back to Seattle in 2014. I I, I hadn't been here since like 2007, and I jumped on a bus and dropped myself off down in downtown Seattle, and I ended up at Elko. And Avoid the Void was playing that night. They were the headliner.
Yeah, it's so hype.
Met Benny that night. He's such a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a very very sweet dude. He took me to my first show basically because they got like my first like actual show because I went to like one like kind of like a stadium show before that, but and because they got a show opening up for like Moss to Flames. And so I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I'll go to that. I like Moss to Flames, and I like you guys." And then I went and I was like, "Oh wow, this is gonna change my life." It's
That was one of the first bands I saw in Seattle actually was like Monster Flames.
really,
Yeah. I moved here in December of 2017, and I volunteer with Sea Shepherd, who's like a ocean conservation organization.
mm,
And so I had just started volunteering with them like right before I moved, so I didn't do any shit in Philly. And then as soon as I got here, they were like, "Yo, we're doing a beach cleanup. Do you guys want to come?" And like like that was our first time we met anybody in the Seattle chapter, and it was with In Heart's Wake.
oh, that's sick.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
That's sick.
so we got to chill with those guys and like go to the beach. That was like one of the first. It was like a week and a half after we moved to Seattle.
Dude, that's
We got to
sick.
go, yeah, we got to chill with In Heart's Wake and like do a beach cleanup, and then they invited us to go table to sell merch at their show, and they were playing with like Moss to Flames and some band I'm not a huge fan of. I don't remember. Fit for a King. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, dude. That's so sick. What the fuck?
Yeah. And I met Andrew Wagner that day too.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he was playing in a band, Follow the Lights or something.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's- Dell was in that band. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Oh, Dell was in that
Yeah,
band.
Dell was in that
Yeah.
band.
I
Yeah.
was. I probably met Dell that night too, because our merch table for Sea Shepherd was right next to their merch table.
Oh
That's
shit.
sick.
I just
Who else-
randomly started talking to him because I I was in a band in PA and I was like I wanted to get some shit going over here, so I was like fuck it, I'll just talk to the local opener and see like what's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
I think Tyler Rossow was in that band
Yeah,
too.
Tyler was as well. Yeah. No, I remember seeing those guys a lot because them and Avoid the Void played all the time, and so I would just go pal with Benny and Nick and shit, and then see them
Like
as
the
well.
Rest Repose guys were around all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
I
I was-
remember I
It
met.
was Studio 7.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. That fucking venue. That fucking venue. Yeah, I met. I remember I told this to Nathaniel somewhat recently, and it was really funny. But I remember I met Nathaniel.
When you say Nathaniel, you mean Zab, right?
Yeah, Zab. Yeah, yeah. I met Zab back when I was like I think I was a sophomore in high school, and he was playing at the Vera Project with his old band, and I'm fucking blanking on their names really hard right now, but I think oh no, it's
the one with the female singer,
yeah,
that metalcore band, right?
Truth Under Attack, I think was their name if I remember correctly. But I think that sounds right, but I'm not sure. Anyways, it was really funny because then years later I fucking actually met him and then like started talking to him and shit. It's so fucking funny because I like had a flashback to like, oh wait, I met you before. Wait, fuck. It's so funny how that shit works. Yeah.
Yeah, small world.
Yeah, small
Mhm.
world shit. Dude, yeah. How's you guys how's it been like playing shows and stuff? Because I know you guys like a lot of people kind of became aware of you around here kind of over the pandemic, and you guys had your first at least bigger show that I remember was the VFW show that you ran, Alex.
That was our first show.
That was
Oh,
your
that
guys' first show. Okay,
That was
yeah.
our first show.
Shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
How's it been?
well, so we started during the pandemic, like
Mm.
actually right before the pandemic. So
hmm Like 2 months beforehand.
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
because
okay.
wasn't the first case of COVID, wasn't it in Washington in
It was
It was
December?
it was in
Kirkland.
Kirkland,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was in
It
Kirkland.
was literally down the street from where I lived, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude."
and it was in December, right?
I think
November, I think.
November, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so January is when we all met up, right, Josh?
hmm
Or December. Yeah.
No, it was January. Because I had just shaved my head that time of year. Like,
Yeah, you
yeah.
would keep
I usually do
Happy
it like
birthday.
once every 2 or 3 years, but it's always like when it gets cold outside. So
Oh,
my head
perfect.
was probably shaved. It was shaved at that point, but
Yeah, we started and then we had two like we had like a jam session just to like see if we all clicked and vibed and like make sure
Mhm.
we were all like actually talented. And then and then we had like two writing sessions at Josh's old place in Fremont. And then it was basically like the COVID thing at the time was like don't shake hands or don't
Yeah.
hug
oh
each
yeah,
other.
make sure you wash your hands a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
the masks thing. So we had like one more writing session. So I think we had a total of like 3 in-person writing sessions. And then after that, they were like, stop seeing people outside your house. And we were like, fuck. we had like 2 half songs written. And
Yep.
and so we just started doing the Zoom thing. So we wrote the whole first record, the first EP via Zoom.
Mhm.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then like basically Josh recorded everything except the vocals. I recorded the vocals.
Mhm.
And we kind of didn't really have a drummer because Lander didn't join until after the record was finished.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then for the first show, I wanted it to be an all ages show because like that's just kind of what I'm used to. Like
Yeah.
I'm from Southeast PA. And like it was all VFW halls, fire halls, Lions clubs, shit like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I was having such a hard time finding like a spot in Seattle. And so I just started fucking calling like every VFW hall. And and the Ballard VFW got back to me and they were like, yeah, we'll rent the shit out, charge you this much, and just don't fucking destroy the place. I was like, all right, word.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
That's hype. Yeah, no, it's something I've always felt was kind of like lacking in the Seattle like more metal scene. I mean, Stan, we were actually just talking about this before everybody joined. Like, is that like there's not really a lot of DIY places here. Like there's just like there's a lot of venues, and then there's like if you're fortunate enough, you have like someone's backyard that you can like
Yeah.
maybe throw a show out of in the summer. And like
Shout out Landon Yeomans.
yeah. And like that's about what you got. And there's like the closest things we had to DIY shows that were like all ages was like the Vera Project and the Real Art. And that's like about it. Everything else is either like a normal venue or like a dive bar. And it's something I felt like was always kind of like weird and missing from our metal specific scene and stuff, because the punk scene has a couple places, but those are all like basements and like generator
Mhm.
shows and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
no, it's when I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to go to this because this is what I've been bitching about not having for like years.
I have to say, R.I.P. Hendo House.
Yeah, yeah,
That's that place.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm really happy that those shows started happening because I've always felt like I've been like, oh, if only there was a DIY place that we could have shows, it'd be so cool.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So shout out
Yeah.
to you for running that shit.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to you for coming out. Shout
Yeah.
out to everybody who comes out because we wouldn't do that shit if people didn't come out. Like, I was afraid the first show was gonna be a flop because like nobody knows who the fuck I am,
Mm.
and like we're a brand new band. Nobody knows who the fuck we are. And I mean, thank God Stan joined the band because like he had some street cred, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
And it's funny you say that no one knew who you were because the last time I was on the Wiretap, Tucker and I just were gushing over Kaizo. We're like, dude, there's this
True.
new band
Yeah.
and they're so good.
This is
Really?
actually true. Yeah, we were gushing on this podcast about how like there's this new band and they're super sick sounding and we're like in love with them. We just want them to play a show so we can see it. Like it was very funny.
I wouldn't be
Oh.
here.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that conversation with Tucker.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tucker.
Yeah, thanks,
Gotcha.
Tucker.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you asked us like a couple days later, didn't you?
I think it was that night I sent the message.
Oh, wow. Hey, I know she didn't have a bass player.
But Stan hit us up. I think Stan hit us up, or did I hit you up, Stan? Like,
No.
way back.
You posted in the like Seattle punk scene, I think it was, on
Yeah.
Facebook, the Facebook group. You're like, hey, I think you were looking for a drummer. And I was like, do you need a bassist? Because I want to play metal again, you know?
Yeah.
And then you sent me, I think it was Tragic Veins, and I was like, this is sick. And then I had just like proposed to my girlfriend at the time. So I was like, fuck, I got a lot of shit to do. So I kind of backed off and then
Yeah.
reached out again after the podcast because I was like, fuck, those guys ended up going super fucking hard. I need to hit them up.
Yeah, you messaged me and I was like, shit, this guy already messaged me. What's he doing?
Dude, sometimes I'll like go through messages that people have sent me and then like I'll be working on like a commission and so someone will be like, oh, I need a commission, and I'll be like, okay, and I'll go to message them and I'll see like 20 spam messages of like, hey, we have a show going on here, hey, go listen to our thing here, and I'm like, oh, fucking goddamn it. Jesus Christ. That's what we get for being into music, I guess. Spammed with a million links to shit.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah, back to what you were saying about like metal shows in Seattle though. We were talking to, or I was talking to Christian. I don't remember if we talked about it as a group or not, but Christian with Rachel's Records
Mm.
In Olympia.
Yeah.
And he puts on a lot of shows at Jules May Saloon. And that's like 21 plus right now, but he was talking about like, you know, trying to talk them into doing all ages and shit. And yeah, he puts on like, I think he's put on like 3 or 4 shows there this year already.
I think he
shit.
said 5.
Like way too many.
Like way too much.
Yeah. And like it would be really sick. And that's actually a really good area. That's in Georgetown, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Over by
so.
Georgetown Liquor.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which is a dope spot.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to get more VFW shows going, but it's I've had a couple touring bands hit me up. So, and we might be putting some of them on at the VFW, but you know, it's always like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes I just have too much shit going on, so I'm trying to like get like a group of people to like maybe start like putting shows on there.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, not like anything too official because
Yeah.
I want to keep it like small and DIY, and I'm not trying to make like money off of it. I'm just trying to like put fucking shows on. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what matters at the end of the day is like being able to
Yeah.
put shows on.
Showcase some bands, get them back on the road.
Yeah,
It's all about.
true. I
Yeah.
do love how at the last VFW show that you were talking about how like you were like, yeah, the whole reason I put the show together was so I could see Lilith. Like, so I laughed really hard at that because I was like, because I remember when the poster got when the updated poster got done, I saw Lilith on it and I was like, oh fuck, oh my god, yes, please. I got like really excited because I was like,
And
I just
that's
want to
like-
see Lilith.
And that's like 100% true. Like I told Garrett, I was like, yo, as soon as you're ready, let me know. because I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's hype.
Like, period. I'm doing it.
No, they crushed it. They were so fucking good.
Dude, they were so
They were
good.
incredible.
Yeah, I brought a friend who only really goes to like touring act like shows and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I want to go to shows with you again or more often." And I was like, "Okay, well, there's this one at VFW happening," and he was like, "Okay, cool." And when we were leaving, I asked him who his favorite was, and he was like, "Lilith is so good, dude." They like, like a lot of the other bands like fucking killed it, but Lilith was just so good, and I was like, "Yep, that's what I thought."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're easily my favorite local band.
yeah.
Same.
Alex has picked so many like awesome bands to play with there. I think everyone they put on has been great. There's not been one I haven't liked at all, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's been really cool to see like kind of how it's been evolving because it's like I don't know, it's interesting because I feel like I've separated. I mean, I feel like everybody has, but everyone's separated like pre and post COVID or whatever, like more like COVID restrictions, I guess. But like, and it's interesting seeing how the scene has like been moving since like restrictions have been lifted.
What did I tell you in that
Yeah,
last podcast? What did I
That's
tell you,
true.
dude?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting because it's like I think as soon as shows open, like a bunch of bands just started firing as all cylinders immediately, and it's been really cool to see where all of them have been like leading and going.
Yeah. I feel like Seattle was kind of like the last one to do it though. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because
Yeah,
when
they
I put on that
started-
show, when I put on that show in August, I was like, huh, why is nobody else putting on shows? Should
Yeah.
I not be doing this? You know?
Yeah, no, it was annoying because like I remember when it came up, it was like when the show started happening, it was like your show, and then I think there was like one maybe that got announced like a week before your show happened, and I was like, what the fuck is going? Like all the restrictions are lifted. Like bitch, I'll wear a mask. I'll get vaccinated. I don't give a fuck. I just want to just put on shows, please. I've been inside for like a year and a half or some shit. Like I just want to go do things.
I just want to punch my friends in the back of their heads.
True. No truer thing has ever been said.
For real.
Yeah, but it's been really cool. So how's it been kind of like writing all this stuff? Because I usually like to ask about writing styles because I feel like that's a really interesting thing that not many people like talk about as often because I just don't think it gets asked as often. But I always find it really interesting because I feel like almost every band and every artist has like a different method to the way that they do things.
Mhm.
And I'm just wondering like how do you guys generally go about this sort of stuff? Like writing and all that kind of shit.
Usually, like, I'll like come up with like an idea. Like I'll like hum something like, oh cool, that sounds sick. And I'll like take my voice memo app and just like hum that little thing in there. And then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll save that for later. And then when I do sit down on my computer, I try to like go through that and like I want to make a song out of that little tiny like voice memo that I've made.
That's
Yeah.
actually really sick. That's interesting. That's nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he'll put together a track because he like is a producing wizard. So he'll fucking go home and he'll play it on a guitar and then he'll fucking program the drums and then he'll send it to us and be like, what do you guys think?
That's hype.
It's super cool. Like the EP was actually written while my fiance and I were driving to Kansas to go get married, and like I'm sitting in on Zoom writing sessions in a hotel room, and Josh is like,
Yeah.
check this shit out, and Alex is like, that's fucking dope. Put this part over here, and that'll sound even
Yeah.
better. And I'm just like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This is awesome.
Well, the thing is, like, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys either, just because, like, I don't know, I can only do like so much, like, with my writing abilities, and I feel like you guys helped me like put it all together.
I just think the whole process just alone was just fun to watch. We need to live stream that next time.
Yeah.
No, some of those meetings drag on, yo. For
They
real.
really do.
I'll be looking at the time. I'm like, are we still working on this part? Like, what,
Holy
doing it
shit.
for an hour?
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, no, that's really interesting. I also think it's like really interesting to see like people working with tech now in terms of like being able to write stuff like over Zoom and over like, you know, Discord or whatever the fuck. Like I think it's really interesting because I always wished when I was younger that like I could do something like that, but all the programs are like, you know, Skype And it's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
cool. All right, cool. 10-second delay. Awesome. Yeah. This will be great.
We briefly talked about that before the rest of the guys joined this chat, but like I said back in the day, I used to have my Zoom Handycam recorder, and I would sit in the middle of the room, and everyone would play, and that's how we got our demos. And like
Wow.
just how things have changed since, and I started doing that in like 2002. So like just how things have changed. Goddamn, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Just like just like how much stuff's changed. Like, oh my god, I just made myself feel super old, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking insane how much like tech has come along in terms of
Mhm.
and how much it's been like kind of made easier and more accessibility for like a normal human being to be able to like make stuff now. I mean,
Mhm.
everyone has a camera in their pocket. Everyone, it's like pretty cheap to get like a decent DSLR. It's like, it's pretty cheap to get like a normal microphone. I mean, the microphone I use is like $100. Like, you know, it's not super. It doesn't take like $1 million to be able to like make anything anymore. You can just do it if you have an idea.
Mhm.
It's super cool. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's super convenient.
Yeah, it's really nice. It means that you can just do it again. I mean, you could do it yourself.
Exactly, DIY baby.
Yeah, DIY
Oh,
baby.
yes, way to go.
Yeah,
All day.
all day. Yeah, no. How's it been kind of like working together as a group then as well? Because I mean, again, if you guys started over COVID, I feel like that's like a pretty big obstacle in your way to be able to make things, you know, as a 4 or 5 piece band, you know, like I feel like it's a pretty big obstacle. How was that like working to getting adjusted in terms of like being able to do it online, then going back into person, and like how has that all been?
Yeah, because there was a point in time where I didn't see you guys for months.
Yeah.
Like I'd see you at Whole Foods sometimes, but like, and I'd say like, "Yo, Alex," and you're like, "What's up, man?" And then we chit chat for a little bit, and then like that was it.
Yeah.
But so being able to go back and like see each other like more often now, like once a week, is like super dope.
That's hype. Hell yeah,
Yeah, it was
dude.
weird. It was weird at first when they first started lifting the restrictions.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, what
It's
am
like-
what am I supposed to do? Am I like, can I still
Yeah.
do I still need to wear a mask? Do I
Yeah.
is it cool? Like, can
And
I
we were
hug
like-
you?
Yeah. And we were also trying out, like, at the time, we were trying out drummers at substation.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, you know, shit's getting less worse with COVID. You can start seeing each other again. And we were like, fuck, we got to get ready for shows. Fuck, we don't have a drummer.
Yeah.
So we were like putting the message out for drummers and like trying them out at substation. And like some of them would wear masks and some of them wouldn't.
Oh,
And we'd be
yeah.
like, we don't know you. Like, this is kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
should we ask for their vax? Like, shit, were people vaxxed then? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
No, they weren't.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that was right when like the vaccine came
October.
out. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was October 2021. 2020, right? Yeah,
No.
2020.
Was it? No.
Yeah, when Lander got in the band, it was October in 2020.
Holy crap, dude.
Dude, time doesn't exist. That's all. That's what this has taught me. Is that time doesn't
Yeah.
exist. It's not real.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's not. We made that shit up.
Yeah.
We made everything up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, man.
But to go back to your thing though, I think like as far as just like being like going back in person as someone who is like as like the new guy in the band, it's like it was really cool working with these dudes because like I'm a perfectionist, so like I'll sit there and I'll like bang out whatever thing I got to learn and learn how to play it. But like all these dudes do the same damn thing, and it makes learning how to play something on your own and then bringing it in person so easy. Like I
Mhm.
love playing with you dudes. It's awesome. Like I've never worked with like a more like professional group. You know what I mean? Like it kicks ass. Like I love playing with these guys.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we're not professional. Don't-
Well, you pick up what I'm putting down though. It's like
We've done like bands before, so it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
we know how to like, you know, be together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I feel like when you have a group, like our group, I've been in groups before where not everybody was like on the same page or like the same level of commitment. Where
Mhm.
like, yes, we're taking this seriously, but like being realistic about your goals, like do we care if we get signed? Do we care about touring in a year? But we very much were all on the same page, and there was no kind of like struggle there or like kind of catching anybody up. So it was just like super easy.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I think feel like that's a huge problem with a lot of bands is that they're all unsure about the level of commitment that everyone else is on. Because I feel like it's like not it shouldn't be weird to ask, but I feel like a lot of people feel like it's weird to ask like, hey, what are you in this for? What do you want from this? And I feel like that's where a lot of like tension starts to brew for people.
Yeah, we're all like over 25.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really easy to just be like super open with each other.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. That's how you get like really well formed, well thought out ideas as well as just being completely open with what you want and what it sounds like and all that sort of stuff.
Was that Bean?
No, that was not Bean.
No, that's my roommate's dog.
That sounded just like Bean, right?
Yo, it didn't sound like Bean. I'm like, Bean.
No, Bean's upstairs.
All right, hell yeah. Yeah, no, I think I think that is a thing that's like a huge problem, especially for younger people, is that like being able to talk openly about things. I think people are just generally worried about like what others are thinking about them and of them and stuff like that. And I think, especially with something like a band where it's so involved, you have to be open. You have to be like completely open about what you want because everyone's putting in like time, money, like resources that they have, energy to be able to like make something. And so like being open is so fucking important for being able to like authentically make the thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, being like, I'm 30 now and like, you know, I have a family, I have a kid.
Yeah.
So like my time is just like, you know, valuable.
Yeah.
not that everybody else's time isn't, but like my time is also, you know, my partner's time and my daughter's time.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, I knew, you know, as soon as me and Josh like kicked it, I was like, yeah, this dude is very serious about this shit and knows what the fuck he wants. And yeah. And yeah, it's like, I don't know. I tried to form another band before, not form a band. The band was already kind of formed, but I was with a group of dudes trying to make music before we started Kaizo. And it was like all the way in Renton. I was driving to Renton from Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And it just wound up being like not a waste of time. I mean, there were cool dudes and everything, but like just like, you know, it was just going so slow.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I was like, you know, we would practice once a week and like, you know, not have anything like to show for it, you know?
Yeah. It at a certain point it just starts becoming like jam sessions without anything to show.
And I was
yeah.
like, guys, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
It's gotta be like a plan or something.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Especially if you have like other things outside of the band that are important, like you said, your partner and your kid, like that's so important to just have a lot of time for. So if you know, if you're gonna be doing something else with your time, it has to be worth it. It has to be like exactly what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And like I'm also in school, like my senior year of college. So it's like I've got shit that I have to do as well. And like I always like tell them just like, hey, might not be able to come tonight and have like so many assignments. And they're like, yeah, no worries, bro. Like do what you gotta do. It's like I couldn't have asked for like better dudes to like write music with and play
Love
shows and shit. Love you.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. That's sick. Yeah, no, I feel you. I was in school and I was in a band as well, and that shit's fucking rough.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
like it's worth it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And then like yeah, that was a big issue as well when I went cuz I went to film school, and that was a big issue as well cuz I started like I stopped playing in music and instead started being like, oh, I should do like media shit around music because I feel like that's something that scratches my itch a bit better. And and it was such an issue trying to juggle everything because of that. Because I was like, oh, I want to like try to make music videos and stuff. Okay, well, I also want to do like shit that I want to do, and then I want to like do stuff that will help the scene, like make music or talk to bands or this podcast or whatever. And I'm like, and I was just like, oh fuck, I need to better balance my time, and I stopped doing everything, and I was like, okay, everything stops today, and I have to reconsider what I actually like to do and what I feel like I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I relate with that, man. After getting like married and everything, also being like an older dude too. Like I was in 2 bands, I was playing in 2 cliques and Everything Sucks at the same time. I feel like I had to like pick like a style that like connects with me more. So I ended up during the pandemic, Everything Sucks fell apart. So I think I made the right choice going with Kaizo. It scratches that itch just a little bit better too, like you were saying. Like you got to find out what like really pushes you, I guess. Find the right fit.
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about like your own self-fulfillment and what you feel like you enjoy the most. And then, whatever comes out of it is what comes out of it. As long as you're happy with it, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've thought. At least. Yeah. That's why I like making shit for people, because I'm like, oh, this makes me feel good things. The serotonin is firing in my brain.
Finally
a drop, thank God.
Yeah, in this dystopian capitalistic society that we're forced to.
Oh God, for real, dude. For fucking real, I have a friend who works at Amazon. I'm just like, fuck, how do you do this to yourself? Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, do what you got to do to survive.
Yeah, I feel you. I am killing myself at my day job. So yeah, felt that.
Sucks, man.
Fucking manual labor.
Yeah,
feel that one.
Yeah,
your job.
Yeah. I've up until like pretty recent, I was just like, oh, I want to be like doing stuff in my job, and then now I'm like, no, give me a fucking desk, anything but this shit anymore. God damn it.
Yeah, I used to feel the same way. I used to be like, I want to be doing something like with my hands. Like I worked at coffee shops for a while, and it was like so fulfilling. Maybe that's why I like music so much, is because like you do something, you start with nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you do a bunch of shit, and then you get a final product, and it's like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's just coffee, but like making something and building it with your hands, and then like having a final product and like showing that to somebody or giving it to somebody, and then being like, yes, like
yeah,
something.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, something so rewarding about that. Like, and
that's what I love about my job is like, as an electrician, you start with nothing, like you said, and then at the end you got like a full lit up ass house. It's dope, dude.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I feel like music is kind of one of the like ultimate versions of that, because I feel like for a lot of people, like they need a visual aspect to be able to appreciate things in a deeper way, which is my opinion of why I think the music industry is like why it is the least profitable part of the entertainment industry, which I've always thought was weird. But I think people just need like a visual aspect to things a lot of the times, and I feel like that's why music is the ultimate version of start with nothing and then build something. Is because you're not working with a visual aspect. You're not thinking about like, oh, what's the aesthetic and what's the style and stuff. It's like, no, what do I want sonically? What am I going to be doing with this, and how am I going to achieve that? And I always thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, music is I mean, I love film and I love cinema. That's probably why bands do music videos and why music videos like do so well,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, cause and it's weird. I used to talk to people, like, not that I was like friends with or anything, but people that I worked with and shit, and like in passing, and like when I meet somebody, one of the first questions I ask is like, what kind of music are you into? Because like, I don't know, it's just always been a thing for me. Like, ever since I was young, like my dad was into like, Metallica and shit like that. And so I just grew up with that shit. I grew up with all the music and shit. And my daughter's bugging me. She's supposed to be in bed. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. So I would meet people in passing and shit, and I'd be like, what kind of music you listen to? And they'd be like, I don't really listen to music. Like
I
whatever's
don't
on the
get people
radio.
like that.
Yeah, they'd be
I
like,
don't.
they'd be like, whatever's on the radio is cool, and I'm like, really?
Really?
Like, what do you like? What do you enjoy? Like, what do you put on? Like, you get like you got an iPod, you can put anything you want on it. What do you put on? I don't know. Whatever I hear on the radio.
Yeah, it's like I have two very very close friends. One is he goes by Corbo online, and he's like just as much of a fucking weird music nerd as I am. He's great, love him. But then we have a friend named Jeremy who like same kind of dude, just whatever's on the radio, doesn't really listen to music that much. And so me and Corbo will start like talking about like weird music shit. And then Jeremy, the entire time we've sitting there, like, yeah, I totally know what's happening right now. I totally can contribute to this conversation. And I'm like, well, maybe listen to fucking music then. It's not hard. God damn it. And he's like, I don't want to. It's like, I don't get you. How do you go through the world not listening to music? I just don't understand it.
It's a weird thing, man.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I feel like anytime that I'm in the car, I have to have music on.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It like helps me concentrate or something. I don't know, but it has to be on.
Yeah, I start going insane otherwise. I mean, I feel that's pretty much the whole reason why I got the overnight job that I have is because I was like, oh, you're telling me I can not have to interact with like people for like customers and people for like 8 hours and then also be able to listen to music overnight? That sounds like a fucking dream. It's like bet. So, so it sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing as like people who like only really watch like Marvel movies and stuff. I feel like that's kind of the same overlap of people, like the same people who are like, I only really care about like I only really listen to what's on the radio, and then like same kind of person as like I only really watched like Marvel movies or whatever is like popular at the time. I feel like they're the same type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I only watch everything but Marvel movies.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Yeah, fair, understandable.
It's not that I
too.
hate them. It's just I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I feel like
That's
I'm that weirdo though, man. And for me, it comes down. I'm a gamer, so I just don't have time to watch movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm also with you on that.
Same. Like right before this podcast, I was like finishing a game I was playing, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to stop so I can actually prepare for this podcast." God damn it!
I'm actually on my first playthrough of Fallout 4.
Oh, have fun.
Like, ever.
Nice. Yeah,
I think I downloaded that, but I never got around to playing it.
Dude, it's sweet.
yeah, it's very very fun. It's a very fun game.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
it got me stopped playing like Isaac, so like
Oh, yeah.
Isaac. So I was like obsessed with that game.
Dude, I love Binding of Isaac. It's a great
It's
game.
amazing.
Got me in love with indie games and roguelikes. So
Mm-hmm.
love that shit.
That explains a lot of your channel.
Yep. 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 If you ever catch a stream of me, it is probably I'm playing Spelunky, slamming my head into a wall because I'm not getting a good seed.
Got it.
That's a lot of my own streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you
Isn't
guys,
Fallout,
sorry,
isn't
go ahead.
Fallout like a first person shooter?
It's a
first or third.
yeah, depends how you play, but yeah, it's an RPG and like a shooter. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very cool. I'm a big fan of Fallout New Vegas. I think that's my favorite one.
Me too.
Yeah, New
It's my
Vegas is
favorite one
great.
as well.
New Vegas is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So going back to music for a bit, what are some influences that you guys have from your own like personal lives that you guys have kind of channeled into making Kaizo? It doesn't necessarily have to sound like Kaizo or anything like that, but just like things that kind of inspired you to start making music in this way.
Yeah. For me, like, so I actually used to play drums. And then I started getting into like screaming vocals from well, I guess what kind of got me more interested in it was The Devil Wears Prada and Under Oath.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Like I remember that. What do you say, Josh?
You son of a bitch.
Well, I had to bring Under Oath up before you, bro. You can only ride on that for so long, Josh. Yeah, so I played drums for a while, and I wasn't terrible at it, but I wasn't amazing at it. And like I started getting into heavier shit, and honestly, just kind of like being lazy. I was like, I don't know if I want to play like super heavy shit with like a lot of double bass. So I started trying to scream and shit, and yeah. Oh, and fucking like any kid at the time, because this was like 2007, 2008. Bring the
Yeah, that
Horizon.
was me too.
Yeah, Bring Me the
Bring the
Horizon.
Horizon was like a huge one for me getting into like screaming vocals.
Same.
And yeah, I mean, not much has changed, but
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for me it was it's also Under Oath. Um, um, but like I've also like, so this is like my first hardcore band. Like the band that I was in before this is like emo, like I don't know. I guess it was still hardcore. It was like melodic hardcore,
Okay,
but
yeah.
like mixed with like emo.
like Casey.
Yeah, we were like Casey.
Okay, yeah.
And before that, I was in like a beatdown band. That was it.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
But so my tastes are like kind of all over the place. It's but like it's mainly Under Oath and like also a little bit of Paramore too.
Hell yeah.
Mostly for the drumming.
Bands we sound nothing like.
Yeah.
That's hype though.
It's like for me, man, I got into I got into music mostly. I used to skate at a pretty high level. One of my sponsors at they put on a yearly like skate jam is what we called it, and had like a skate contest. And after every event, they would hold a party, and they'd always put on like a bunch of local bands. And I got into the scene that way with like a bunch of local like Wichita punk bands at the time. I was like 14, I think. And it just kind of evolved from there because Wichita is a small place, and here in Washington you have like the Seattle scene, the Tacoma scene. In Kansas you have the Kansas and partially Oklahoma scene because there's just not a lot of people there. So like I got into heavy bands just because all the shows like that, they're mixed bills. They have to be to fill out a whole roster. And then eventually there ended up being enough bands as like stuff like Napster and stuff came out, and everyone was sharing more obscure music, and you just kind of got into your pockets there. And that I just kind of followed the scene rabbit hole, like whatever was cool at Warped Tour, kind of led me down that path. So
Yep. I used to have this one friend that was like fucking he was one of those people like didn't really listen to music at all. And then he asked me what kind of music I listened to, and I showed him a bunch of like kind of post-hardcore, a bunch of punk bands, the standard kind of like stuff that gets people into like alternative styles of music. And then like as a joke, I showed him like one Mayhem song or something, and that was the only thing he liked out of everything I showed him. And then he was like a super heavy into like black metal. See, fucking funny.
What got me into like this, like directly down what led me to playing in Kaizo is I remember when Everything You Want to Know About Silence by Glassjaw came out, and I was like, this is the coolest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And then Worship and Tribute dropped, and I had already picked up bass, and I was like, I want to play bass like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Glassjaw, I feel like I kind of forgot to mention them. They were a big like segue for me for like aggressive music. Like
that's my favorite band of all time.
Yeah, I remember being in middle school. It's funny, I was just showing Josh yesterday this local band from when I was in like middle school. Probably the first time I ever heard like post-hardcore, this band called Outerline Drive from PA. And and then there was like two other bands, another band with a street name, Holly Drive, which is actually like the street that I lived on. And like the guitarist, Matt Washington, lived like across the street. And he would like skate. They would set up like mini ramps out on the street, and they would like skate all the time.
That's so hype.
And just play like they would just blast like Glassjaw.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, that's so hype.
And I was like, yo, what the fuck? is this? And I was like, that's when I was like, all right, I need to start skating and I need to start listening to this fucking aggressive ass shit. Because
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
before that, it was all like new metal and like pop punk. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that
Like
kind of
what
stuff.
Same.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I grew up on all like the 80s hardcore punk bands because my dad was like an 80s punk here, so grew up on like Dead Kennedys and Black Flag and all that kind of shit. It's a good time until
Yeah.
and I started getting into like when I was like I think 15 or 16 I started getting into pop punk and my dad was like, oh god. It was really funny because it flipped for some reason. It flipped.
I don't care what anybody says, man. I still fucking love pop punk.
Oh, I do too.
Like
I-
fucking With the Punches. Have you guys listened to With the Punches?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, from New York. They just dropped a new song today. They're basically getting back together because they broke up like years ago. I went to like their farewell show in New York City in like 2015 or something, 2014. And yeah. Anyway, pop punk.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out pop
Man.
punk.
Shut up,
I
pop
didn't have-
punk.
I didn't grow up with a lot of pop punk, but I was lucky enough. Lawrence, Kansas was pretty close. So I grew up with bands like the Get Up Kids. So I was kind of super into emo. That, man, the Get Up Kids, dude, what a band. Those guys kick ass live.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. I feel like I mean the first time I was ever like introduced to like even like emo really like emo adjacent music was I went to go see Rise Against when that was my first show I ever saw, and they had A Day to Remember on tour with them, and I didn't know who A Day to Remember was. And at the time, and I saw them live, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking really cool. I want to go. I want to figure out what the fuck this is about." And I just went down that rabbit hole, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. I like this stuff." And then I went to high school, and all of the high school like alternative people were all like obsessed with My Chemical Romance, and so that's like all I ever heard about. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to these guys too.
Yeah. Wait, high school. How old are you?
I am 20, about to turn 24.
Huh.
Yeah.
He's another lander baby.
Yeah.
That's weird because that's really late for My Chemical Romance.
No, it was
'cause, like,
super late. They were like already about to break up.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
no.
gonna say, I remember being in middle school when Three Cheers came out,
Yeah.
and that was like huge. Like, yeah, everybody stopped listening to Good Charlotte and started listening to My Chemical Romance
Yeah.
overnight.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
I think
love
that was my freshman year. Yeah.
I love Three Cheers, man.
We old as fuck.
Dude, we are. Especially me. Fuck.
Yeah, I went into high school during 2012. It was my like high school freshman year.
Damn, dude. I
That was my
graduated.
senior year.
I graduated in 2005, dog. We were listening to Taking Back Sunday and Brand New.
Oh, I was listening to Taking Back Sunday too, but I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
I feel you.
Taking Back Sunday is
So
Bro.
fucking
I thought
good.
it's weird looking back at them. I thought they'd be like a bigger, more impactful band at the time,
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but no.
I mean, they are. No?
They are, but I mean, I would consider someone like Brand New or even like Newfound Glory more influential in the long run.
Really?
Yeah,
New?
I would. Brand New a little bit because I mean you had that whole, well, maybe not Brand New, maybe more like
Newfound
God.
Glory for sure.
Yeah. Oh god, I can't think of the name of the band I'm trying to think of.
See, but
Who's-
TBS is kind of a weird one where like, because Newfound Glory is pretty much like straight pop punk, whereas like TBS is like borderline like post hardcore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're like alternative emo / post hardcore. It's kind of weird.
yeah. There's that whole like pocket of bands who are all kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
So like I think the first heavier band I found that was just like not just like straight pop punk was basically like Census Fail and Chiodos. Those are the first two I found.
Bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Census Fail is like goated to me.
Dude, same. I love them so much. I saw them so much when I was younger.
Even their new shit. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, it's good.
I'm a
It's
big
awesome.
fan of it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the new stuff they have cooking up. I like it a lot. And then fucking Drugs came back as well. Destroy Rebuild Until God Shows. They just dropped like a song like today or yesterday or some shit. Like really fucking good too. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a weird one because it's pretty much just Craig Owens, like
Yeah.
with different people. Because
Yeah.
like, but see, I'm weird about it because the first Drugs record is like one of my favorite post-hardcore albums like ever.
Oh, Sam.
But I think a big reason for that is like, what's his name? Matt, is it Matt Good?
Yeah, Matt Good. He was the guitarist
Yeah.
for from First to Last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dude that was in Boys Night Out too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I fucking love Boys Night Out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That first album was so good, and like, I don't know. I listened to Chiodos, like especially like after, what is it called? All's Well That Ends Well.
Yeah.
After that album, they kind of sucked.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I actually
Like, I'm
fully
not
agree
gonna
with you.
like Bone Palace was good.
Yeah.
But
The All's Well is just so fucking killer, dude.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's so good. Yeah, I think that's why I feel like that's why Drugs was so like impactful was because like it was like, oh, Craig Owens can still make like insane shit. And it was like, and also it was like a super group as well, which was sick as well because there wasn't many like super groups for that sort of like era of music. At least I
Yeah.
feel like there wasn't many. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also just I was a big fanboy for Craig Owens at the time.
Oh, me
I'm
too.
kind of
Yeah.
I'm kind of a firm believer of like Let It Die.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like a good example, we were just talking about Taking Back Sunday. I think they're a good example.
Yeah,
Like, when was the last good Taking Back Sunday record?
yeah,
Like, just let
It
it
was-
die.
It
yeah,
was Where You Want to Be, by the way.
Like, go off right.
yeah,
Like, go off on a high note, right?
yeah, exactly.
You know? Like, if Josh sends us some shit and it sucks, I'm gonna be like, Kaizo's breaking up. I'm gonna put it right on the Instagram page. Like, we're done.
No, I feel you. I'm
Just
the
fucking
same
with
way.
you, Josh.
I'm the same
I
way.
know.
I made a video kind of talking about that about because about the concept of like letting shit like this like it die. I made
Like,
a
look at The Office. You ever watch The Office?
fuck. I avoid it. Like
We should have let it die at season 5, season 6.
yeah.
Let it die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I'm a
All
big fan of it.
lasted.
I'm a big fan of that. That's like all of my favorite shows died out right at the time they were supposed to. BoJack Horseman is like a really one of my favorite shows, and they were like, yeah, season 7, that's when it's gonna end, and then it ended, and then there were people were like, do you want to come back? You're like one of our most popular shows, and they're like, no, because that's it. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all we're gonna do. And I was
Let
like,
it die.
I was like,
That's the
thank
whole
fuck.
story.
Yeah, I was like, thank
Like,
fuck.
you can't make like 47 Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let that shit die.
God. God, fucking not looking forward to Amazon's fucking to Amazon's iteration of Lord of the Rings. Holy shit. It's gonna be
I actually don't like Lord of the Rings. I just use it as
I do because one of my friends growing up is like obsessed with it, so I had to know everything about it because they know everything about it.
Yeah,
And-
my brother was really into it.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I saw a couple of the movies in theaters, and like it was kind of cool when I was younger, but like I don't know. I'm a Star Wars guy, so
Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings just doesn't really do it for me anymore.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like people are either sci-fi or fantasy. I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
like both, obviously, but like I feel like you prefer one over the other, at least.
Yep.
No.
For sure. Well, shit, we're at about an hour. Kaizo.
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah, not a bad time. Kaizo, what would you guys like to shout out? Where can people find you? Where can people go check you guys out?
The internet.
Yeah, literally everywhere.
We're not on Twitter.
Oh yeah, we're not on Twitter, but
Yeah, everything is at kaizo.hc, I think.
All right, cool. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Facebook might be, is Facebook Kaizo HC? I don't know.
Here, I have it up.
Kaizo Bands, I don't know.
It is shit.
I have it up.
I don't have it up. I'm sorry. I had it up, but I don't have it up anymore.
Just go to the Instagram. There's a link tree. It'll take you to everything.
Yeah, exactly.
There
Go to
we fucking
Instagram,
go.
hit
Hell
the
yeah.
link tree.
Wow.
You're good.
Hell
I
yeah.
just
Click on
want one
your
of the damn
feet. I
things.
like it.
Linktree/kaizo.hc. You're good.
Hell yeah. All right. Anything you guys want to shout out before heading out?
Yeah, I want to shout out Eyes Luna and Lilith. We're doing a weekender with them in 2 weeks. The first day of the weekender is exactly 2 weeks. And shout out Josh for working as hard as he does for
Hell yeah.
for this music.
I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
shout you guys out too. You guys are my homeboys.
And shout out Tucker for having us on the.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
Anytime, guys. I love having my friends on and shit. It's been nice. It's been nice having people on and stuff again. Yeah, everybody should go check them all out. I'm gonna put all their links and stuff in the description. So if anybody's having troubles finding them, just look below. It's not hard. Just click a link. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for coming on. Anytime you want to come back, just let me know. And thanks everybody who's gonna watch this and who is watching this. Have a good one. Goodbye.
You're beautiful. Bye.
Later.